Holy Shit Podcast post Raw edition for April 30th. No. April 29th,
It's the 30th. It's the
2024.
30th now, but
Yeah, 30th now, but we were on the 29th. I want to show y'all this is how live we are right now. Literally, right after Raw, post live, Holy Shit Podcast. Who else does it better? How you doing tonight, Ron T?
I'm good. I'm good.
Everything
How
all
about,
right your way, brother?
yes, sir. How about yourself?
I can't complain, man. Living life, watching professional wrestling and getting paid to do it. Great American dream.
Yes, it is.
Monday Night Raw starts off with Logan Paul pulling up with a mob. He got ISO Speed with him. He's got Patrick Mahomes with him. And he rolls up to the Judgment Day, as they say, welcome to Monday Night Raw, claiming it to be their show, saying they're basically about to run it. I enjoyed this segment. You know, it gave it some star power.
Yeah, it did. And I guess they're trying to make Patrick Mahomes a heel. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll see.
Right. What's up with that? He was doing a lot of heel shit. We'll get into all that. But after that, we got Becky comes out, followed by Nia Jax, who comes out. Wait, no. My bad. Let me get my notes together here. Becky comes out, followed by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is then followed by Nia Jax, setting up their match for later in the evening. They got so many women playing so many parts to this puzzle. I got a little tongue-tied there.
Yeah.
But we got Becky Lynch basically setting up her match later on in that evening, or her match later on with Liv. But Nia Jax and Liv Morgan going at it. How you feel about this lady storyline right here, this trio?
I actually kind of like this one because it's giving Liv something to do, and actually kind of giving her a chance to prove herself to show that she is worthy for the title, for like a title match with Becky. So I'm liking that they're keeping it. They're making it so she has to prove herself. So
Yeah, definitely. And Nia Jax, by her going to a new brand, this was her last match on Raw, so good riddance. We'll see her on SmackDown. Next up, we got Stephanie McMahon hosting the first part of the draft. And in that draft, we got Imperium, Gunther, and Ludwig going to Raw. We got Jade Cargill headed to SmackDown to join Bianca. We got the entire Damage Control going to Monday Night Raw, and KO going to SmackDown. Anything you see in these first rounds of drafts?
I thought it was I thought it was interesting that Damage Control went to Raw and Jade and Bianca Belair are over on SmackDown, but they could still get the titles because they can compete on both shows. So um,
That
I'm kind of happy to see some more matchups, some different matchups for Damage Control, so it's not the same thing back and forth all the time. So
What do you
and
think
they'll
about
have more
Stephanie out
time. Yeah, and they'll have more time because it's a 3-hour show instead of 2 hours. So
What'd you think about Stephanie out there?
Stephanie, I'm cool with that. I think Stephanie is probably ready to kind of step out of this whole situation that's going on with her pops and just start this new era out and be on the united front with her husband. So
And since Gunther was just drafted, that led to him fighting Xavier Woods of the New Day next. It wouldn't say it was a fight. It was pretty much a squash.
yeah, it
When is
was.
Xavier going to get a break, you know? It felt like
I,
every member of the New Day shined individually except Xavier.
yeah, it he had the King of the Ring. That was about it. That was about the height of his singles run as the King of the Ring. And
Man, ridiculous.
he could at least get they could at least give him the US title. Something. He could have
Something.
got
Throw him a
something.
bone. Jesus Christ. Next, we got a backstage segment with Jeyuso saying there is no pressure on him. He's ready for the main event tonight because that's his name, main event, Jeyuso. But I'm going to tell you, I have some top secret Holy Shit Podcast investigative news. We're going to put this in the post edit here. But if you watch this segment, you will see in the background, Holy Shit Podcast exclusive, Liv Morgan. She walks by first. And after, you see Dominic kind of walk and follow her. Like, what are y'all doing back there? Sneaky. I don't know if you peeped that, but this is breaking news, Holy Shit Podcast exclusive.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
You ain't got to. We just rolled the credits here. Just imagine it there. You just saw it. Boom. But anyway, we got Jey Uso looking main event himself, man. I'm really feeling Jey Uso right now, man. Being alone, standing on his own. He seems like a real main eventer now, man. What you think?
Definitely. I think they set him up pretty nicely. He got Roman Reigns to thank for that. To put him in a spotlight like that. But he's holding his own. Jimmy's on vacation apparently right now, so Jey is continuing to shine. They got to repackage Jimmy, make him into something that's a little bit better than what he was. Not a sidekick or comic relief. So, but Jay's, I'm liking what Jay's doing. He's looking like a main event player.
Looking like a main eventer. Next up, we get APA coming out to do the next round of draft picks where we get CMPunk going to Raw. We got the entire Pride going to SmackDown. I said this wrong on the other preview, but now it's official. Braun Strowman to Monday Night Raw. And my girl, the next future women's champion, whether it be World or WWE, Tiffany Stratton, headed to SmackDown. How you feel about this round right here?
It's Tiffy time.
It is, brother.
So I don't think I think Becky is not Becky. I think that she's not going to beat Bayley. I think Bayley's going to retain, but I think this should set up a nice singles match for them, probably SummerSlam. And I really wouldn't mind Tiffy winning the title at SummerSlam. I think she's a star, and I think they should put the title on her just as soon as they put the title on her in NXT. So,
yeah, definitely. Next up, you get Logan Paul to the ring talking smack about Jay, which brings Jay down. Next thing you know, Jay is getting ambushed by Judgment Day, but then here comes that big monster we were just talking about, freshly off the draft, Braun Strowman, back in action. How do you feel about the monster among men back in business?
I'm glad he's back. I just hope he stays healthy this time. But we also do got to talk about Patrick Mahomes with his heel activity, giving the Super Bowl rings to Logan, and so he could punch him. And then poor JD McDonough got it right in the forehead, in the eye area, with the 3 Super Bowl rings. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think they want us to boo Patrick Mahomes. I don't have no problem booing him when he play the Lions, because we ain't got no love for KC.
Every time.
Yeah, we ain't got no love for KC out here in the D, but
none. We beat y'all opening day last year. You're lucky we ain't see you in the Super Bowl. You're lucky.
Yeah, they would have lost again. But Braun Strowman, man, he's every time he comes back, he's definitely not on the Sheamus plan. Every time he comes back, he's more and more in better shape, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna have him actually do this time, because I trust Triple H to book him.
Definitely, I definitely do. Next up, we get Awesome Truth with a hilarious segment where R-Truth is backstage talking about getting drafted to the NFL, not knowing that this is not the NFL draft. It's just getting drafted to Raw or SmackDown. Chuck, I'm pretty sure he was cracking up at that segment. He would say, R-Truth is a national treasure, right about right now. That's what he would be saying. How you feel about this?
I'm surprised how much crazy stuff that R-Truth can come up with, because he finds a new way to surprise us every time.
Every single time, man. Oh, man. After that, you get Sammy striking down Chad Gable out of nowhere as he heads to the ring for his match where he beats Bronson Strowman, but that strike pre-match comes back to haunt him because Chad Gable comes post-match to kick Sami Zayn's ass, continuing their feud. And might I say, man, Chad Gable, he's fitting into this heel role, man, week by week, man. I don't know how you feel, but
I think he's
I'm
getting better
liking
every
it.
week. I think
Yeah.
he's getting more and more believable every week. Um, I don't know. I didn't think that they finished the match. I thought he came out and ended the. I thought he ended up getting a
Yeah, he hit him
disqualification.
with the hell of a yeah, he hit him with the hell of a kick, and he was about to get the pin, but he stopped him. So basically, Sammy won, but
Yeah,
Chad
by
stopped him.
disqualification. But
Exactly.
by it being by disqualification, now he didn't created beef between him and Bronson Reed. So it's probably going to be a triple threat
Yeah, you see
match.
at the end of the melee, Bronson was the last one standing. He got his payback on Gable, laid him standing. I'm telling you, I like Bronson. He is a certified intercontinental title contender.
And I can actually see it being a triple threat match and Bronson Reed actually pinning Chad Gable instead of Sammy
Yep,
for the win, which
yep.
causes more tension between Sammy and Chad Gable. And then, we'll see what happens from there. Maybe Chad goes against Bronson Reed. You got me saying Bronson Strowman. Bronson
Right, Bronson.
Reed. And
Exactly.
I don't know. It's actually another situation to where I don't know where this is going to go. And I like the fact that I can't exactly predict it.
That's the great thing about professional wrestling. Next up, next round of drafts, we got LWO with Carlito headed to Raw. We got Legato del Fantasma headed to
You,
SmackDown.
you got it this
Drew
time, Derek.
McIntyre to Raw. And Shinsuke to SmackDown. Thank God the brown on brown violence will
It's
stop.
over.
They are separated.
I
I
was
was so
funny
happy to
watching
hear that.
it was funny watching them try to pronounce Legato del Fantasma, and I was just watching them try to do it, and I was like, "Yep, they'll get you
You
every
gotta be
time."
proud of me this week. I was practicing that, thinking about you. I got it, man. No more Mexican racial discrimination on this show. They are, what did you call them? The ghost of Phantom? Yeah, that. But
But
next up,
yeah, I'm glad we get an end. That was a way to end the feud right there. Just draft them to do two different shows. But
beautiful, man.
I did call that Carlito was going to turn on him. I called it like weeks ago, and when it happened, I was like, I was right.
Right. And after that, Drew finally is happy he gets drafted, comes out complaining he should have been drafted, and out of nowhere, shocked the shit out of me. CM Punk's music hits, and he's up in the rafter, calling Drew a bitch, and it won't be long before he shows the world he's won. And Drew takes off, headed towards the rafter, headed to commercial break. That was a nice surprise having CM Punk on Raw.
Yeah, that was good. And I also like the fact that what happens afterwards between them. That was pretty funny too.
Yes, we will get to that part. But next up, we got Gable comes out, basically schools the entire Alpha Academy, increasing his heel role. I'm telling you, I'm starting to like Maxine in this group more and more the more he does this, man. It's
Yeah,
working.
Maxine is she comes out with an edge every time. It's like he's firing her up to get a little bit
Yep,
of an edge. So
even though she gets the L against Candace in the next segment, it's cool. She's still getting hot. She on a run.
yeah, I think like in every match she gets a little bit better, and I like to see it in the improvement and the confidence and all that type of stuff. So it's cool.
Right. Now let's get to that segment we were talking about where Drew runs up to the balcony like a dummy, and CM Punk comes to the ring, cuts a promo, basically letting everybody know he'll be back soon, yada, yada, yada. How'd you feel about CM Punk being back in the scene?
Anytime CM Punk is on the show and he got a microphone in his hand is interesting. So there was
Yeah,
that whole interaction to where he made Drew go all the way up to the suite, and then while he was in the suite, he's in the ring and making him look
right.
like a fool, and then it's just building. And I think the fact that Drew can't compete right now too is probably better for the story, so they both can get cleared at the same time. So you don't have to worry
Right.
about putting Drew in any other type of feud or anything leading up to this. you can go straight to the CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre when they're both healed up, and I'm guessing it's probably gonna be SummerSlam.
Yep, I can see that for sure. I wish it was for the world title, but either way, I'm gonna take it, man. Now, next up after that, we got the next set of draft picks where we got Judgment Day headed to Raw, Naomi to SmackDown, Dragunov from NXT to Raw, and Chelsea and Piper to SmackDown. Your boy Dragunov, man. He made it, man.
Man, he's been, like I said, he's been putting on some really, really good matches, man. Down in NXT, I'm excited to see
Hey,
what they're
brother,
gonna do with
I
him.
need you, since you are the NXT specialist here on the Holy Podcast, tell the fans what they are in for with Dragunov.
Some hard hitting, that UK style slaps, headbutts, even some high flying stuff with him, man. He's exciting to watch, and just be prepared to see some theatrics in the ring.
Where would you put him in a storyline?
Well, he's going to Raw. I don't know. That's kind of tricky right now because of what's setting up, but I could definitely see him going for that. Is the US title on Raw?
I don't think he's been drafted yet.
Okay. So
No, it's on SmackDown because titles stay where they are, so it's on
okay.
SmackDown.
So it is the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
So that might be something to see. If that whatever happens between that Intercontinental
And
Championship eventually throwing Dragunov in that. But I don't know. They're gonna give him some kind of matches, but it's probably gonna be a couple squash matches. Give him some matches probably up against was it Pete Dunne, wherever they go. We'll just see how the draft. We'll really know what they can do once the draft finishes. But it's exciting.
Also say one that said possibly joining Imperium because they on Raw now and they got
That
an
is
open
true.
spot.
They could
That
do
would be
that.
nice. I'll put Dragunov in Imperium.
And yeah, Dragunov might end up taking over in Imperium.
Right, that would be dope. But next up, we got Liv Morgan beats Nia as Tiffy and Naomi fight ringside. This whole little feud, I'm loving it. I'm loving where they headed. The whole women's division is feeling like it's activating right now ever since WrestleMania ended. Is it just me or do you feel
Oh
that
yeah,
too?
they're finally. I think Stephanie McMahon coming back into the scene is really
Yeah.
is really putting more of an emphasis on story with this women's division, and Stephanie has always been really good with that.
Definitely. Next up, we got the Awesome Truth defeating Alpha Academy. They did not hold up their end of the bargain. Gable said, get him some titles, and they did not. Awesome Truth still WWE Tag Team Champions. How long do you see them reigning?
Probably the SummerSlam. A lot of these probably gonna go to SummerSlam.
I hope not, man. Let's get them off them next week or something.
Yeah. Well, SummerSlam is not that far away. It's May, so you got a couple months.
Right. Next up, we got a couple back-to-back segments. We got Damian Priest still stirring the pot with Judgment Day, letting them know, I don't need your help. I'm going to beat JR by myself, being the big bad man. And at the same time, we got Becky Lynch tells Liv that she's got her rematch and she'll see her soon. But at the same time, she gets a nudge from Damage Control letting her know we will see you on Monday Night Raw, Becky. A lot going on, building both stories.
And EO again with those eyes, not saying anything.
Man,
Just with the looks.
I thought about you the whole time. I was looking at that segment. I saw EO's eyes, man. You was so on point when you said that.
Yeah, she just gave her the looks. You know exactly what she's saying without saying words.
I gotta say nothing.
I'm excited to see Damage Control on Monday Night Raw, just so you can see some other matchups. And EO puts on a great match every time. So
and Damien and how he handling Judgment Day.
Yeah, that whole thing. But JD McDonough with his red face, he's from. But yeah, that whole thing with the Judgment Day and Damian Priest telling him, "Look, I don't need y'all to do anything. Just let me handle it." And they just can't follow directions. It shows that
Right.
Rhea Ripley is the glue to keep everybody in line. So
That she is. That she is. Next up, we got the last round of WWE draft picks where the final testament headed to Raw, DIY to SmackDown, Bronson to Raw, and Blair Davenport to SmackDown from NXT.
now,
NXT aficionado himself. You got anything to say about Blair Davenport?
Blair Davenport is almost the same type of fighter as Dragunov, but she's a woman. So you get to see some more brutal, hard hitting, um, European style wrestling, but as a woman, she got a mean streak. She definitely does, and she'll hit you with weapons. And she was involved in that match that came with second place for that breakout performance
Oh
of the
yeah,
week
yeah.
last week. Her and Sol Ruka, they put on a great match, which was my match of the night until that main event. So you definitely getting some potential really, really good matchups with
And
Blair Davenport.
a little side note for my AEW fans: this is the girlfriend of the one and only Will Ospreay. So we'll see what happens. How big she get? If that draws him away from AEW after his contract, we'll see where it happens. You know.
Hey, I honestly, it'll probably be the opposite. After
You think so?
Yeah, after her contract is up, she probably is going to AEW. But she definitely fits. Um, she definitely fits that style that you
Okay.
would actually see in AEW as far as when the women's matches with those hard hitting matches. She fits that a little bit more, but I'm excited to see them bring that to SmackDown. So
Right.
when she has her matches, so we'll see. Let's see how the WWE can turn it up a little bit.
We'll see. And now in the main event, we get Jey Uso, Andrade, and Ricochet getting the victory over a befuddled, tripping over each other Judgment Day. Yo, Ricochet is getting shine lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking that Ricochet is going to win this speed tournament thing. He's going to be a
He
title, and
already
they're going to
did.
do some. Oh, they did
Yep, he
it.
won it already. Yeah, he
Oh
won it
yeah.
already. It's in the books. Yep, he's got the
What?
title. They gave him a belt. It looked like the GCW belt.
Yeah. So yeah, they're pushing them to the moon. I think that's going to be their replacement for that cruiserweight title that they used to have. So it's going to be the speed
Yeah,
title. They want him to head it, him to be the guy, him to be the face of it, and I think he can carry it and actually make it interesting. So,
I
um,
do too. I do too.
and I mean the match was good. I mean they had some pretty good spots. They had everybody in there. You know they all can do really good, and then Judgment Day just fell apart mainly because of JD McDonough again and Dominic just messing up.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Definitely.
So I'm seeing JD probably getting booted from the Judgment Day at some point, or
Real soon.
or Dom too. So we'll see. Um, but for me, the match it got kind of goofy towards the end, but um, they set it up for a Saturday. It was a lot going on. They had to tell a lot.
Yep.
It was a lot of intricacies as far as with the draft.
Scale
So
of 1 to 10, what you giving the show?
I feel like it was a little sloppy, so I'm going to give this one a 6. But I understand what it was. It was a reset. It was they were trying to tell the stories to set up for Backlash, but also trying to do the draft, so things were shifting. It's a lot going on, so I
I'm
understand
gonna
it,
take
but I'm gonna give it a 6.
I'm gonna take the opposite road. I think you took the high road. I'm gonna go fucking low because last week I felt like we were saying the same shit. They gotta fill it in. No, I'm sick of the fucking fill-ins. I'm giving y'all a 3 this week. The shit is starting to dip a little from Mania. It's starting to dip a little bit from Mania. We gonna need a pickup after Backlash for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. So
definitely.
I'm giving y'all a 3, man. Gotta get your shit together. Not a good show this week at all in my book.
Well, I'll give it a
Especially for a
5 then.
build-up for a pay-per-view.
I'll say it. I'll give it a 5. Yeah, so for a build up for a pay per view, they didn't do a really good job. Um,
Right.
but as far as the draft, maybe they should have waited to after Backlash to do the draft. That probably would have made
Yeah.
more sense because then
A
you can
lot.
focus on setting up Backlash and then you can do the draft. They're trying to do too much right now, so but they're in it
Yeah.
now. It is what it is.
Well, that's it. Monday Night Raw for this week. It's your boy Ron T, ABE from DET, Holy Shit Podcast. Next up, tell them what you got cooking for this Tuesday, Ron.
We got another breakout performance of the night with NXT. With the draft, I'm excited to kind of see how the landscape is going to change, and I'm pretty sure it's going to open up the door for some new people to come out and have a breakout performance. So we'll see what it is.
We'll see what it is next time on the Holy Shit Podcast. We out.